Hello, Cal Wamsley here from Construction Mentor. A few weeks ago I shared a video with you around preparing and improving your CV, and hopefully that was helpful to you, and hopefully you've been able to update your CV and receive some interest and receive some feedback for an interview. So today's video I want to share with you my 5 top tips on preparing for that interview. So if I can start with tip number 1, which is research the opportunity. So you should know the company that are interested in interviewing you and potentially hiring you. Do some research on that company. LinkedIn, Google are your friends, and you should be studying the company and potentially the project that you may be working on, if you know that, so that you understand more about the opportunity, the company that you're going to be meeting with. Tip number 2, research the people that you're going to meet. So you will have likely received an email from them, either a Microsoft Teams meeting or a face-to-face meeting. So within the email, you'll see the people that are going to be in the interview with you. So you'll be able to research those people and learn about the people, where they studied, where they've worked previously, what is their role in the current company at the moment, any hobbies and interests outside of the workplace. That will help you build, first of all, know about the people that you're going to be meeting with, but second of all, help you to build a connection with them, find common interests. So when you're in the interview with them, yes, you'll be talking about the work and the job and your experience, but there'll also be opportunities to talk about what you do outside of work, and you'll be able to find that common interest, common connection. That's very important. Tip number 3, know your history and know your future. You need to understand your CV cover to cover, and also know what your future holds, what your ambitions are, what you want to achieve, because those questions will be asked of you in the interview. So study your CV, know about your history, some important details. Maybe you find common connections or people that you've worked with, and also look at the future of what you want to achieve in your career as well. Tip number 4, know your value. When you're asked in the interview what package are you looking for and what role are you looking for, it's important that you know clearly what your value is to that company. If you don't know, or you don't tell them what your value is, they will tell you how much they value you. They will tell you the package that they're offering, and then you have to decide whether you accept that or not. So if they ask you, you need to be clear on what it is that you're looking for and what is your value. You need to know your value. Okay, tip number 5 is practice, practice, practice. It's important that you don't just turn up for the interview without actually preparing for the interview. If you do that, the chances are the interview will fail. You will not be prepared, you will not know what to say, the answers and what you're trying to say will not be on the front of your mind, and after the interview, you will be disappointed. So when it comes to preparing for the interview, practice is so important. And if you have a 1-hour interview, as a general rule, you should be studying and preparing for about 3 to 4 hours for that interview. And I want to give you an example. If you look at a professional football player, whenever they need to take a penalty when they're playing an important football match, the chances are that they will have taken 50 to 100 penalties before that match or during that week in the training, just for that one time when they need to take the penalty, when the team are relying on them to take that penalty and score the goal. So if you use the same analogy in terms of interviewing and preparing for the interview, you should be studying and preparing for at least 3 to 4 hours to understand everything that you're going to be expected to go through in the interview before that 1-hour interview. Okay, so if I can just recap on the 5 important tips. So tip number 1, research the opportunity. Tip number 2, research the people you will meet in the interview. Tip number 3, know your history and know your future. Tip number 4, know your value. And tip number 5, practice, practice, practice. I hope that you have enjoyed the video. I hope it's useful to you. And if you do have an interview anytime soon, I wish you all the best, and I look forward to receiving any comments and feedback on this video. Thank you.